It's a Spotify podcast. You pushed me down, thought I'd stay on the ground, counting me.
We are live. All right, we are live now. All right.
Welcome back, y'all.
Welcome back. Welcome back, Miranda. What's going on, girl?
Thank you. Thanks for having me again.
Of course.
Love being here.
Today we're just gonna bullshit, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
A little bit of rabbit holes. Your
I think
first
so.
rabbit holes.
Let me
You
adjust.
need me to fix that?
No, I got it. I'm a pro.
You got it. Let me see if you're registered. You're registering over there. All
Am
right.
I? Okay, great.
What's going on?
Oh my God. Things have just been crazy, man. Like,
Yeah?
life is good, but you know, it be lifing. So I've been having the weirdest dreams.
What about?
And so one of them, it was so weird. It was like I was in my childhood home.
And where was that?
In Lansing, Michigan is where I was mostly raised.
Okay.
Born in Detroit, but mostly raised in Lansing. Ayo. And so I've got my family with me, and it's like the zombie apocalypse, right?
Uh-oh.
And they're outside. They're like swarming down the driveway, down the side
Zombies?
of the house. Yes. And my family will not shut up arguing. They're arguing and they're doing it loudly. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
You cuss.
I'm like, oh,
you can cuss.
well, but I'm trying not to
I'm
to
trying not
them
to
in my
too.
dream. I'm like, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. Kill you. If I have to kill you myself, I will. So I
Right.
stay alive. Like, and then they're coming in. The zombies are like breaking the glass and coming in, and we run to the basement. I don't know why, because I'm not the stupid bitch in the horror movies that runs up the stairs. I'm the one that runs out the door
Yeah?
and then turns around with an axe and cuts somebody's head off.
my
Like, that's
God.
who I am. I'm not the stupid bitch that
Oh.
stumbles running upstairs in the horror flick.
I don't watch horror
But
films.
we run down to the basement, to the very back room, barricade ourselves in there, and there's one tiny window, and they're like, you can just see their feet, and my family is still arguing. And I'm like, I'm like, if I make it out of here, if I'm going to make it out of here, I'm going to have to kill every single one of you. And I woke up like 20 minutes before my alarm goes off at 5:45 a.m. to
Yeah.
go work at the clinic. And I'm just like, I'm like, this is crazy. Is this me having like, unconscious animosity toward my family? Probably.
I guess
Probably.
I mean,
Probably.
how's your sister doing?
She's, man. So I've talked to my mom several times, and she opened up to me about
Is she
some
okay?
things. And no, my sister is not okay. And I can't really talk to her because she keeps saying that, like, well, I just don't want to say too much about other people. I'd rather
Right.
talk about myself and
Right.
open up about myself. But
Is there
to
anything
be-
you would tell
to
her
be
if you
po-
could?
get
Wish
a
you
job.
well.
I don't care. So what if you're in pain? Work through the pain. Like,
Yeah.
we're all tired. We all wish for something different.
Yep.
Get a fucking job.
Yep.
Get a fucking job. Like, stop. Like, government assistance is like, it's like a stone that you step on to cross the river. You've just been standing on that stone for over fucking 10 years. Get a fucking job.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
tough. I mean,
She's not doing good, man. She let this dude move in, and now things are not good. And from what I'm being told, he won't leave.
well, I mean,
And
if it's easy,
that's just crazy. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like, when I'm not wanted somewhere, I can feel it before anything ever gets said. Like, and then I'm out.
right. Right. Hey, let me double check something. I just rebuilt
Yeah.
this computer. I want to make sure.
Yeah, do it.
Hey, I'll be right back. That way, Naomi will know to cut that section out. So,
Yes.
All right.
All right.
So what's up? Where
Okay,
were
so
we?
yeah, that dream was crazy.
Yeah.
And like it got me thinking that maybe I need to work on some more things,
Yeah.
like as far as
You've been doing a
internally
lot lately.
about like, unconscientious animosity or
Right.
like things I haven't let go of when it comes to my family. And I feel like I'm good most of the time, but sometimes it's just like things like that drop, and I'm like, ugh, yeah, I got to work on some
I know,
stuff.
I'm getting better.
Yeah.
I'm getting
I
better.
mean, if we're not, what the hell are you doing if you're not getting
Right.
better? You know, if you're not
Right.
going to grow, if you're not going to evolve,
Right.
what the fuck are you doing?
Exactly.
But yeah, so crazy dreams, and picked up some overtime,
How's that?
and
That's good.
it's different,
How's
you
work?
know, like
Yeah, how's work?
work is work, man. It is some work. And I mean, I almost cried on Saturday evening.
What?
I had to tell certain people in the clinic, like, because we have different programs at my job.
Yeah.
And if you're a resident of Travis County, you can be on medical assistant program insurance. It's not coverage, but it's a program.
Yeah,
It's called
they've
MAP.
saved my life right now.
Yeah, it's
the
called
best
it's
freaking
called
thing.
MAP, and it's wonderful. And if it lapses or you don't have it yet, and then we offer a, like, it's not retroactive, but it's like an immediate assistant program. So it's called a 30-day.
Okay.
And you sign up for that, and
So if something happens, there's a 30-day?
there's a 30-day, but there are stipulations. There are stipulations.
Well, with MAP,
So-
you got to be 200% below federal poverty
Well, there are
level.
different steps of
Yeah.
MAP. There's MAP 000, 100, 150, and
Oh, okay.
200.
I
Then
didn't-
there's MAP Basic 100, 150, and 175. That
don't
depends
know.
on your
All I know
family
is I'm
size. That
broken.
depends. That depends on your dependent size, including yourself and your income. And you have to be a resident of Travis County.
Yeah, you have to be in Travis County.
Yes,
You
you do.
can't- yeah.
Because, well, the property owners voted in like 2003, I believe,
Okay.
to put that on the bills. So anybody who owns property in Travis County, Austin, Texas,
Thank you.
yeah, thank you,
saved my
because you
life.
are literally saving lives.
Yeah,
you are literally
saved my life.
like
I had
a percentage of your property taxes goes towards medical insurance for the undocumented, the unhoused, and the low income. And
Yeah, it's
that is
not-
something that you just can never. The gratitude level is just through the
and
roof for me.
Ascension Seton is also
Yes, all Ascension
Right.
hospitals take MAP insurance. If you
Right.
have MAP, do not go to St. David's. If you're in an ambulance and you're conscious, be like, don't take me to St. David's.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
that they're a bad hospital. I had to stay there, and I had an amazing experience.
I had 3 MRIs there that they were averaging like $75 to $10,000
to 10,000, yeah,
an
per MRI.
I had
And-
3 of those done.
at St. David's or at Ascension.
Ascension.
Okay.
And it cost me $30.
Nothing. A
Yeah.
tiny copay.
My
tiny
copay's
copay.
$10.
But so this lady comes in, and she's allergic to bee stings. She's been stung twice in the past month. She's been staying with her daughter here in Austin, and she's not a resident of Travis County. She would, and she even asked me. She's like, "Can't you just put my daughter's address?" And I'm like, when you have your MAP, because there are stipulations. You must be a resident of Travis County.
Yeah, well, one of the questions
You
says,
do
did
have
you
to
move
have-
here just for this insurance?
Yes. Yes.
I'm like, no.
Well, you have to be a resident of Travis County for longer than a month.
Right.
You have to be low income, and there's a chart depending on like family size, like household size and
Yeah.
income. And then you do have to attend an appointment for financial eligibility where they dig in and find
Oh,
out
yeah.
whether or not you're lying about things.
No, yeah. I mean,
And then they give you MAP insurance
Right.
if you're eligible.
right.
If you have lied about things, you do not attend that appointment, you will get the bill for your walk-in clinic appointment.
Yeah.
And I had to address this with this woman, and she's crying and upset, and I had to just keep my composure, and I want to help. Like, sometimes you get these patients that are like, they think that you're against them.
Well, of
And
course,
I
yeah,
didn't
'cause they're
move
not
from
getting the
I didn't
help.
move from the money I was making
Right.
to do this hourly wage job because I don't want to help people. I want to help people.
Right.
But I also have to operate within the confines of my job.
Right.
And I had to take a break. I had to take like 5 after she left. It was quiet at the time in the
Right.
clinic, so I was able to step away, lock my computer, and then just do a little breathing exercise because it frustrated me so hard. This woman is just trying to visit with her family, and she's got some kind of insurance in Dallas, but it's a localized program, and she's not working. And I said,
they have a program
I
in-
said you don't have to pay for this right now. You can be billed.
Uh-huh.
She's like, I don't want that bill.
Right.
And there's so many people when they realize that it's not free, it's like, well,
Yeah, but it's only
who do you think pays for all of this?
right.
Like
Well, it's only
someone has to
$10.
pay.
I mean, anybody can scrape up $10.
It's not $10. The visits start at $260 without special testing or medication for the
Really?
walk-in clinic. Yes, uninsured
Oh,
patients
I am.
are self-pay.
Well, I'm at the lowest of the. I make zero income.
Yeah, so your map 000.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm as low as they get.
Yeah. But the thing of it is I get so frustrated because people think I don't want to help, or, that since I don't speak fluent Spanish, that I'm not understanding them, or that I have some kind of like cultural or race barrier
Right.
that I can't get over. And it's like, there's nothing I won't do for you within the confines of what I can do for you.
Right. Well, everybody wants to blame somebody for
Oh, of
something,
course. There's no all of the audacity and no accountability, right?
Right.
That's the world we live in now.
That's right.
And I'm here for it because I'm all about taking accountability for myself, and I have all the audacity. So
That's good.
come at me, bro.
Well,
What about you?
About me?
Yeah. Why don't you go outside? This guy needs a tan for real.
Yeah, I know. I'm white as a ghost. On these shots, they'll be able to see. Yeah, I'm white. So
I mean, that's obvious, but I mean, you don't have to be pale.
I don't know. I've been
you on the
confined to
elliptical
the
or
house
something.
for the last year. Mm-hmm. I just got my ankle bracelet off.
He's naked.
And
He's naked from the ankle down.
I know. And so I'm I don't know. I guess I'm a little gun shy to go outside these days. So.
Yeah, I can understand that, because PTSD is real, as we've discussed. And also with stipulations of things, as per your previous agreements in the judicial system, it's like, well, what can I do?
Yeah.
We can go
I
play
can't
frisbee
talk
golf.
about anything. I've got a gag order on me for the criminal case, but I can talk about civil stuff. But
yeah. Daddy, he's coming for you.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's.
We'll
okay.
go. We'll go to the lake or something.
Yeah. I can go.
Take snacks and talk about
I
art.
can't go anywhere. I mean, I'd almost have to go somewhere like Hippie Hollow because.
Oh,
I
see
don't
all
even
those
know if I could
old
go to
saggy
Hippie Hollow 'cause
boobies,
there's naked
raisin
people there.
titties? No.
I can't. Yeah.
We'll
so
go to
they've got-
McKinney Falls. McKinney Falls is nice.
Yeah,
it's
as
not
long as
like
there's
speaker wars amongst college kids. It's
Yeah, as long as people are 18 and up.
18 and up only.
18 and up only.
Ugh. Yeah, you really can't go anywhere.
I can't go to too many places.
No, you can't because people.
5 years,
I love it. I love it how I go to Little Darlin for a beer and a shot after my
I
shift.
can't drink.
And no, and that's fine. I mean, I'll drink for you.
Yeah,
I will
that's
do.
fine.
I will take the hit. But I love going to Little Darlin, and I'm having a beer and a shot, and decompressing, and I get all loud, and I'm like, nah, hood,
Right.
and I'm cursing, and
That's good.
being lewd in a bar.
Yeah.
But somebody's got like their infant child and then their 2-year-old in tow, and they're giving me the side eye, and I'm like, you brought your child to a bar.
Right.
Like, what
I
do you
can't go to
expect? Do you
bars
expect
either.
everybody in this place is just going to clean up their act real quick? We're all going to put on like Paw Patrol and just like what? Like Duck Duck Goose? Like
Right.
1, 2, 3 eyes on me? No, 1, 2, fuck you. Like you're in a
Right.
bar.
Right.
You want your kids to not hear lewd commentary and not
Yeah,
see.
don't bring them
not
to
see,
a
then
bar.
don't bring them to a fucking bar.
Right.
Like, take them to the what is it? The bounce. The there are so many places to take your children, and if you really need a drink that bad, and you have children, and you're pissed off about what they see at a bar, drink at home behind the shed like a normal fucking human being, in your shame, or don't have children and go to the bar. and engage in the lewd, rude, crude shit. Like,
Yeah.
just, yeah, but don't judge me because I'm child free and having the time of my life.
Well,
Like,
that's good.
absolutely.
That's good. That's how life is supposed to be.
It's supposed to be. And I don't shame people for being,
Yeah.
breeders. I already raised kids that weren't mine.
Right.
I've already taken care of grown ass men that really treated me like I was their mama. I don't need that shit.
Yeah.
Child rearing is expensive.
Well, yeah.
And we're going to the Maldives. We're not over here. We're not over here trying to spend that Maldives vacation fund on college education that doesn't
by
get
that
you shit
time-
because you can't choose your child's major and then
Right.
it's art history or something that's not going to make them any fucking money.
Right.
Like, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Right.
I'm not having it. I can't control anything but myself, and that's all I want to control.
That's it.
Absolutely.
That's it. Yeah. So
But
what
yeah.
else has been going on out in the world?
Well, so tonight I'm actually attending a celebration of life for my friend JT.
Oh, I'm sorry to
He,
hear that.
about a
Or,
month ago, he had a birthday. And, he's one of my chess partners at the Skeleton Key,
Yeah.
South Congress, go. He
So-
hit me up late at night and he'd been doing that for months. And I'm like, stop hitting me up at 2
What
a.m.
happened to
I
him?
am asleep. I work in a clinic now.
Right. I'm not up all night.
I'm not up all night anymore.
Right.
But he hit me up for his birthday and I was like, I'm sorry, homie, I can't, but we can do something on one of my days off soon.
Right.
And that was like a Wednesday or Thursday, and his girlfriend found him hanging in his man shed
Oh, shit.
on Saturday morning.
Is
that
he
week.
suffering from depression?
Yeah, bipolar, depression, addiction, like substance use, and and I'm no stranger to some of those things myself, but without really tackling and doing the hard things,
Right.
the hard work when it sucks and you're uncomfortable and you're pissed off about doing the work, without doing those things, it only
What is
spirals.
the work that you do? I mean, tell people, because, we're going through a time period right now where there's a lot of
People just want to deny.
Huh?
They want to deny.
You're right.
They want a quick fix. They want to self-medicate, self-diagnose. And that's not the way.
No, because, like alcohol is a depressant.
Depressant,
So,
yeah, it is. And I love it. But, so tonight
I
is a
used to.
celebration of life at Mr. Tramp's where he used to hang out and throw darts. So I will be there for a little while to commemorate him and show up, because that's what you do for your homies.
Right.
You show up even when they're gone.
That's awesome.
It's hard. Death never lets you say goodbye.
Right.
Not in the way you think you want to, not in the way you think you did or that you deserve. But
Man.
I am definitely...
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, it's okay. It's, nothing will ever affect me the way that losing my best friend did.
Right.
Nothing will ever affect me like that ever again.
Yeah,
Losing
but
her,
she
5 years younger than me, and finally we were doing it. Like, I'd been sober for 6 months at that point, and I was taking a break, y'all. And got to prove to yourself that you can take breaks or you have a problem.
Right.
But yeah, I'd been sober for almost 6 months and barely drinking, and was working with my ex's company full time. So I was out of the clubs most of the time, and she was she was always my ride or die, but she was always there for me even when I was no fun.
Right.
And she was working her ass off at this bike shop, finally in a nice apartment, finally had her dad's dog and taking such good care of him. And I would go over there and walk him when she couldn't break away from work. And
I remember we would hang out.
Yeah. We had those mind erasers or
Yeah.
whatever. That was crazy. But nothing will ever affect me
I
like
can't
losing
recall.
her, because that just jolted me in a way that, and I've lost family, friends. But this is, my one of my best friends from high school, Clayton, and he passed away while I was visiting in Michigan, and his death was so mysterious. It was like the clean hotel room. He had nothing. He was just laying there. It was like he was placed there, and there's still no answers surrounding his
That's
death.
weird.
Very, very weird.
I mean, was
and
it
that
an
affected
overdose?
well, yeah. So the thing with him was that he suffered from substance abuse as well. We used to do a ton of acid in high school, but it wound up giving him Crohn's disease because he would do.
That gives you Crohn's disease?
It doesn't give you Crohn's disease, but
just-
the degree of his substance use wound up getting Crohn's disease.
That's wild.
And the pain from it led him down a path of opioids. And, he would battle with that back and forth. And we would talk, because I moved away young. And I knew that I needed to get the fuck out of Michigan or it was going to destroy me.
Right.
And I did. And I've never looked back. I've never regretted any of that. But losing Clayton in such a weird, like circumstantial way really affected me hard, but nothing could have prepared me for Jess dying on her bike on an overpass. She avoided overpasses and bridges like the plague. She was an amazing rider. She had everything going for her. We were finally like on the up and up together. We were like, instead of talking about it and talking about where we want to be, we were doing it. We were living it.
Right.
And some people say, oh, she killed herself. And I'm like, there's no freaking way. There's no freaking way that happened.
Well, you wouldn't kill yourself on a bike on an overpass.
Well, and it's the one that leads from I-35. It's the one that crosses to Ben White East. So it's the one that curves way up. It's the tallest one and curves right. Her bike was still at the top of the corner of the overpass and it was unaffected and still rideable. She hurled over. And she had been being stalked by an ex.
You think she hit something?
I think there's nefarious something. She'd been being stalked by her ex, who last year passed away on a motorcycle accident himself.
What?
Yeah. And a lot of people were really upset about it, but I know exactly who he was, and I won't speak ill of the dead like that, but there is no fucking way that he is at the great gig in the sky. There is no way.
Right.
No fucking way. He went to heaven. He has to suffer through that. Because that guy was a terrible person. Terrible person. I still have the receipts. I still have all the receipts. I save everything. I film people when they're being bastards. And I don't post about it, but I have it. For me, so that I know. Yes, to remind myself.
Backing that stuff up.
Absolutely, I do.
You get the feds hacking your phones
OneDrive is going down.
Your computers and deleting all your shit.
Actually, no, I've gotta talk to you about some tech stuff because OneDrive is like going away.
What?
OneDrive.
It's going away?
Yeah, and I'm getting notifications about it. But remember how I paid for that Google storage?
Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah.
And I'm doing that now, and I'm like, well, what's the fucking difference here? Like, is anybody else just as confused by all of these buyouts, transformations, updates as I am? Because, girl.
Who was Google One? I mean, what was One?
OneDrive was like the Samsung version of the cloud.
Oh, okay.
And it's just been being like bought out or updated or canceled or modified.
Well, that's a lot of data. So
it is a lot of
data.
Not
that much money.
It is a lot of data.
Storage. Everybody's looking for processing power right now. So
yes.
storage is not the. Everybody's
even at my job, my computer's been running a little slow. I was trying to look up this patient information the other day. I had her passport and her map card, and I'm typing in her date of birth. I'm typing in her name. Nothing is coming up. And then I realized, I was like, wait. I was like, the map card and the passport don't have the exact same birth dates. There was a 1 year difference. It said like 1987 instead of 1988.
Well, that'd be a problem.
Yeah, exactly. So when I entered the wrong birthday, full chart. I'm like, it be like that sometimes. And people with like 4 last names, it's like, it's fine. I mean, I used to have a friend that had like 7 last names, and she was pissed that she could only have 3 on her driver's license. She had to choose which one she wanted.
Oh my God.
I'm like, girl, just pick one,
Just
okay?
pick one. Stick with
just
one.
pick one. Just pick one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's crazy just how much information is out there, and it's crazy just how much people need to hang on to it, even including myself, you know? Like, I've always been more of a custodian than an owner, you know? Like, life and my experiences has taught me that you never own anything other than your words and your years.
Right.
That's all you ever truly freaking own, people.
Right.
Is your words and your years. Everything else, you're just a caretaker.
Yeah.
It's a part-time gig. And I'm always like, that's fine. And I've lost 2 phones that were never backed up. And I had a computer crash in a way that I didn't know how to fix properly. Vista.
Well, we fixed one.
Vista. I fucking hate you,
Fixed
Vista.
one.
Phase 1 Vista was terrible. But I've lost a lot.
Yeah.
And life has taught me that losing is part of the rebuilding process.
You don't have to tell me about it. I've lost everything.
But seriously, like, people really want to hang on to so fucking much. And I'm just over here like, what is that getting you? You know that, like, when you die, everything is just going to go into a giant dumpster or a Goodwill shelf. So make an impact that lasts.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, if you don't, and if you want to be childless, if you don't want to have that, like, just make sure that hundreds of people are at your funeral celebrating.
That's it. Just have a party.
Have a fucking party.
That's it.
One that people
That's
will
what I
never
want.
forget.
That's what I want.
Oh, I'm hosting that bad boy. When you go, you have no idea. You have no idea. I'm
It'll
gonna
be a
invite.
while.
It's gonna be all the weed and all the liquor.
Yeah. They man,
I might even
everybody's tried
smoke.
to kill
Hell.
me, and I'm still here. So I think I must have another
There's
purpose.
something to be done.
There's
if,
something
if you
still
ain't
to be
gone,
done,
there's
so,
a reason.
yeah.
If you ain't gone, there's a reason. If the world tries to take you and you still come back from that, there's a
man,
reason.
I'll tell you. I mean, I'm blind and disabled, but shit, I'm still kicking. So
Yeah, well,
they tried to take this podcast down. They were freaked the fuck out. That
Oh,
this
yeah.
podcast.
you told me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be freaked the fuck out. You should be scared. You really ought to be scared. Be scared of me too, because I ain't playing with y'all. Come for my homie one
Well,
more
don't
time.
say
and
that again.
See what happens.
They've actually backed off. So,
Good.
like, the hacking slowed down. Of course, I just talked to the Department
you
of
didn't
Justice,
you say they were
the
deleting
FBI,
certain
and the U.S.
things
Attorney's
and-
Office. So
yeah.
I've turned them in for, I can't go into the logistics of it,
No.
but basically there's going to be, and now I'm about to start talking to senators and congressmen, and the stuff that happened to me, there's more than what is on the surface.
Oh yeah.
And so,
well, and that kind of, I mean, these are people that are supposed to be working for the people, peace officers.
they're, yeah.
And you know, it's like when politicians say, "Oh, I work for Trump." No, you don't.
Yeah.
You were elected by the USA populace.
Well, and the
You work
problem
for
is
the
this
people.
last, I'm not going to go
And-
into it, but this
and-
last arrest,
Oh yeah, that one with the
there,
yeah.
it's tied directly. It was false,
Yeah.
but it's tied directly to the one that they dropped, and so now they're freaking the fuck out because,
Well, it was harassment,
well,
in my opinion.
one person said that the dates were different, and so guess what that means? That means that, and I don't want to go into the logistics. I signed this
can't.
gag order, and it's killing me because I
Yeah.
can't talk about it. But I'm writing a book, and it'll be in the book. I'm writing it right now.
He can't say it, but he can write it down, take a picture. We don't
That's
give a
right.
fuck.
I can put everything in this book.
Write it
and
down,
I'm
take a
putting
picture, I don't give a
everything in
fuck.
this. Book is going to be about 100,000 to 120,000 words. we're already writing it. And
That's
so
all. That's all you got to say.
that's it. That's it. And I finally gained access back. They had gotten. They quit. I mean, they literally had me blocked out of a lot of things on my email. A lot of
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
You were
and
having
so I've gotten-
you were having all these issues, especially like over the holidays
I
and
know,
the beginning
and
of
I've
this
done
year.
IT for
You're
30
like,
years.
this is freaking me out. You're like, am I crazy? Because I thought that this was here and this was here.
Yeah.
And then you're figuring out what happens. And
Well,
yeah.
I know. Yeah, they deleted things. It was funny. Like, I can talk about this. One Williamson County picture that I was using for my blog. I mean, yeah, my blog.
Your vlog.
They put, just to fuck with me, they put MSN across the front of this picture. It was the front picture of Williamson County,
That's right.
the building. They put an MSN on the front of that damn picture. I mean,
So-
and this was located on my computer.
Yeah.
This is not out. And then I found out they opened up a port 3389 to access that computer. They were routing in.
You know, I've been
anyway.
rewatching Jess's, and my favorite show was Sense8.
Since 8.
Sense8,
What was
like
Sense8
senses,
about?
like 8 senses.
Oh, yeah.
Sense8, yeah, it's on Netflix, and I'll never delete Netflix just because
that one
of
show?
that one show. It's only 2 seasons. It does wrap up, but it is intense. It's amazing.
What's it about?
It's about homosensorium.
Homosensorium?
Homosensorium are a specific evolutionary group of humanoids who are born at the exact same moment. They take the same breath at the exact same moment. And then eventually they awaken in their cluster of 8. And that means that you can feel them. You know everything they know. You can do everything they can do. And I've been rewatching it to go back to the point. I don't
Yeah.
want to digress too far. Watch Sense8.
I'll watch it.
It's so good. But I was just rewatching it the other night, and there's this like they have this meeting, like the 8 of them in this cluster that we follow, and they're discussing, do we want to keep hiding from these government administrations that are trying to lobotomize us and use us as you know, work detail, fatal work detail, or should we stop hiding in the shadows and start doing something about it? And they all put in their different opinions.
Viewpoints.
And
Yeah.
and somebody says, you are I think it was, you are defined by your government, or you are defined by how you defy your government. And I was laying in bed and I was just like,
Yeah.
damn the man, right?
Well, I mean, it's just getting to be like a military state.
It's a dictate. Yes, it's a military state or a dictatorship, if
Yeah.
you will. It's terrible.
I mean, I never realized it until I was a target. And then as soon as I
Right.
became a target.
Well, I mean, not to be a total asshole to you, but white privileged males usually don't realize things until they happen to them.
Well, I didn't know it was the feds until I thought it was just Williamson County.
Yeah. Oh no.
I mean, during the SWAT raid.
Oh no.
During-
It's the biggest. It is the biggest racketeering ring.
Yeah, during the
Ever.
SWAT raid, I figured it out. And then that's how I figured. And then I've been a target. And then they put me into their environment. And it was like putting a virus inside the system because I've got all this, you know, information that I've known forever. And then I know technology like the back of my hand.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, they fucked up coming after you.
well, I'm the only one that they said has made it out of this program that they put it in. And yeah, I came out bruised and I came out disabled, but I'm going to
Blind.
tell the fucking world what they're doing.
Absolutely, and you should.
And so anyway,
Punk
it's-
rock's been trying to do that for.
Who?
Punk rock has been trying to do that for 50 fucking years.
Yeah.
60, 70. Like we've been, music, art has been trying to put oppressors on blast since the beginning
Right.
of time, since we developed opposable thumbs. And the fact that the fact that we are where we are now shows just how controversial and pivotal things are. Like,
Yeah.
it's going to go one way or the other. And
Well, I think
it depends on people like you telling your story in whatever capacity you're able, and people like me who are supportive and non-judgmental
Right.
and have a voice
Well, I
to
think as
show
soon
up
as people
and make
read,
sure that people know that they're not alone.
yeah,
And that the more of us that there are, the less of them
Right.
it seems like there
Right.
are. You know.
Well, that's why, that's why when I write the book and I'm going to explain what actually happened, people are going to be like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
When you told me, I was like, were you on a bad acid trip for a year or something? I really didn't. I couldn't wrap
when I
my head around
disappeared?
how. But I mean, I've been
When I
through.
left-
I've been through so much struggle with this legal system, cops. I've gone through shit. So it was easy for me to go, yeah, that tracks.
Yeah.
That tracks. Because honestly, like the stuff that's happened to me in different precincts at different ages, the sexual assault from police officers, the neglect while being in the foster care system and putting me in homes where I was still being sexually assaulted,
Right.
and then blaming me for my outlashing as a youth, like things like that. Like, it makes it very easy for me to believe just how corrupt things can be when you're incarcerated.
Well, one of the things that I've realized is that most people don't. Well, first of all, most people are superficial and they believe the headlines.
Of course. Well,
That's
yeah.
the first thing.
I mean, do you remember when the newspaper used to like just summarize in the
Right.
first paragraph the entire article so that people
Right.
could just read that and then have enough to have something to talk about
Right.
around the water cooler?
And I think as soon as I am with my daughter and people see that, they'll be like, "Wait a minute, something's not right here," and because that's in every document. I
Yeah.
can see my daughter.
Yep.
For the 5 years I have to have supervised visits with my mom, but that's fine.
Which is fine.
Who cares?
Yeah.
She wants to see
As long
her
as you get to
Grammy.
spend time with your kid. That's
Right.
what matters to you.
Well, the main thing is that out of her whole entire life, because of the false arrests and the false charges, I've only spent, out of her 8 years of existence,
Yeah.
I've only spent like 3 years with her.
I know.
So I have lost so much.
I know.
So much time.
I know. And and I know that that's not how you would have it. I've spent time with you and your
Right.
daughter.
I
I've
know.
spent
We
time
went
with you
out to
guys.
dinner. We did
She's a
all
great
those things.
kid.
Yeah.
She adores the hell out of you.
Yeah.
And these
Or
are
did.
developmental years that you don't get to experience with her. And that pisses me off to no end.
Right.
As someone who came from a broken home
Right.
with a father who divorced not only his wife, but all 6 of us and wanted really nothing to do with us,
Right. Yeah,
and watching a father that's amazing and wants to be present and wants to bolster positive and strong future leaders of this world through
Right.
his offspring, to watch you be robbed of that role pisses me off to no end.
Yeah.
It
Well,
makes me so fucking angry.
What got me through was
I don't care.
my mom,
I'm cursing.
and my kids. Those are the things that got me through this whole thing. I mean,
Yes, sir.
and I'm not stopping. I'll never stop. I mean, this is just the beginning. I mean, I'm at ground zero, but I guarantee you by the time it's over
If you got time to lean, you got time to clean. And I don't mean clean like the bar clean. I
no.
mean like clean
Yeah.
clean it up. Clean
No,
up
it's
this
not-
planet. Clean
it's
up
not
the
going
world.
to-
Clean up your act. Do the right damn thing. Do the
Yeah.
next best right thing.
Yeah, I will.
That's why we're here.
That's it.
That's the only reason we're fucking here.
So what out in the world has been driving you crazy lately?
Fucking traffic.
Traffic?
Yes.
Is Austin traffic bad?
It's the worst, man. It's the worst I've ever seen it. And I mean, I come from, GM plant workers. I can drive. I can drive like nobody's business. Y'all
Right.
over here like, oh, we need to stay home. There's like an inch of ice on the ground. I'm like, let me put on my big coat and go find a parking lot and do some fucking donuts, you know?
Well,
But
that's
these
good,
people do
'cause
not know
I
how to
can't
drive. Like they use
anymore,
their blinker
so-
after they're already in the lane they want to be in.
Yeah.
They don't look like I'm constantly almost dying just trying to come to your house.
How's the? Have you driven around any of the Waymos or the Teslas?
Oh
that
yeah,
are-
I've done some Waymo action.
You've ridden in them?
Yeah, of course.
How's it? How is it?
I mean, one time I was crying. One time
Scared? Scared
it was
crying?
a little over a year ago. No, I wasn't scared.
Oh, okay.
No, no. What I have to be scared of?
Yeah.
I
No,
lived
I
a
mean,
full life. If I go, I go.
yeah. I can't wait till we get.
What
the
I'm scared of
ones-
is being mangled and staying alive. Like, take me out, dude.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, I understand that a lot of people function and have amazing lives with disabilities, without all five senses, without full functioning bodies. Stephen Hawking. I met that asshole.
Did you?
He was in yes, at Gamage Auditorium at ASU.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they the orchestra for ASU was putting on well, it was part of a like a mind stimulation program. I forget what it was called. But yeah, I mean, I saw Richard Dawkins have a talk with Leonard Krauss or something like that was his name.
Who's
He
Leonard
was
Krauss? Is he a scientist?
I'll find the info on it, but yeah, I still have the pamphlet from Stephen Hawking's presence
cool.
there. So basically what they did was ASU hosted Stephen Hawking. He actually attended, but it was a movie of his life and his accomplishments, both personal and professional, while the ASU orchestra played a symphony of background music. It was beautiful. And I went to this. I was going to SEC at the time. And I had this amazingly wacky philosophy professor. And she, like, at first I was like, I don't like you. And then I was like, oh, I get you. And she was just amazing. She's just inspiring thought all the time. She had this T-shirt that said, "If I'm talking, you should be taking notes." And like
That's good.
it always stuck with me. So like now, whenever people are impressed by something I say, I'm like, "Yeah, hood, take notes." But anyhow, I digress. She would offer unlimited extra credit for all kinds of things,
That's
and
good.
you could show up to these different
She wanted you
events
to
all
succeed.
around different colleges, and
Yeah.
they could be, you know, political or artistic. And if you showed up and just said hi to her, extra credit. There's no way to fail this lady's class.
That's good.
No way to fail this lady's class as long as you're thinking. Stacy Anfinson.
Stacey
Shout
who?
out to her. Badass lady.
Anderson?
Anfinson.
Anfinson.
Yeah, she was like a news anchor in one of the Dakota states.
Oh,
and then
wow.
and then she like almost lost her life in a motorcycle accident.
Oh, wow.
And wound up becoming a professor and teaching. And yeah, I knew her daughter. She's an amazing person. But so I would go to these different events. And one of the things they did at Gamage Auditorium, ASU campus, ASU put I think it's Leonard something. I'll find the guy's name, but he was in charge of this big project of bringing different people who are well known for their thought processes through either, I mean, Richard Dawkins, is biologist, I mean,
I don't know.
or something. Anyway, but yeah, I went to the Stephen Hawking event, and when I walked up to my professor, she was like, "Oh, good, I'm so glad you're here," and grabbed me by the hand, which is kind of out of pocket, and something in my stomach just dropped, and I was like, "Oh my God, what's happening?" She drags me up the side steps to the stage,
Yeah.
behind the curtain, and there, this genius is sitting, and all I can think is, "Don't try to shake his hand. Don't try to shake his hand. Don't try to shake his hand."
Well, he can't move his hands.
No, he can't move. Like I'm like, it's nice to meet you. Like,
right.
Come on.
I'm sure he gets it all the time.
Yeah. So I bowed. Like I kept on like slightly bowing.
I'm
I was
sure
like,
he's used to
thank you so much thank you so much for
everything.
allowing ASU to host this event. It's an honor to meet you. I follow your work. And you know, like he was asking me what my favorite book is, and we were talking about, you know, I was talking about how how fascinating I was finding philosophy and my first class ever. And he was like, "Oh, Venn diagrams, huh?" And I was like, "Yeah, them things." And he laughed.
That's
It was
wild.
great, but yeah, I mean, it takes great minds, and it takes people who appreciate great minds to move us forward.
Yep.
You know?
That's for sure. Yeah, I bet if he was, you know, a few generations later, I mean, I wouldn't wish quadriplegic on anybody, but
No, I don't either.
Yeah,
But
so-
I couldn't imagine. Like, just kill me, you know? But then again, what kind of new accomplishments could I achieve if I lost one of my abilities to see,
well, for
to hear,
right now,
to walk?
the Neuralink.
I mean,
you
you
know,
can't see it all.
do what?
You can't see it all.
Well, I can see a
and
little
it's
bit.
taught you so much.
I can see you.
Yeah, a little. Well, because I shine
As
brightly.
long as it's kind of like tunnel vision. So that's kind of, you know, this right eye's really messed up.
Yeah.
The left eye's like tunnel vision. I just lost what they did to me. Just affected the.
It's your retinal nerves, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
the
it's like
optic
a
nerves,
disconnect.
The optic nerve. So basically, the infection that they injected into me basically just jacked up all my nerves throughout my body. So, and then my optic nerves were a part of that. My ears, I got this real high pitched noise 24/7, and it drives me nuts. But I just try not to hear it now.
That's why you probably leave the podcasts on and watch TV or music.
Yeah.
To try to drown out that ringing.
And the fact that when you're in solitary confinement, you don't have sensory. The problem is you've got sensory deprivation, or you have
you don't know if it's night or day.
You don't know if it's night or day.
You're
you don't have a
alone.
clock.
It's small.
If you don't have a clock, that's the worst. Not having a clock, because you are and being at the mercy of other people. That is like.
Well, that's why, like, I've heard from some people that have spent long periods of time in solitary confinement that some people time things by food delivery.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
by
like
food
one of the
delivery.
only ways that you can have any sense of what's going on outside, because humans are not meant to be completely in solitude. We're all very connected.
Yep.
And should be connected, and that's a form of torture.
Oh,
Solitary
for
confinement
sure.
is a form of torture. Even if you just leave them in there and you don't do anything, administer anything, turn lights on and off, sound, whatever, you feed them well, it's still a form of torture, and it should be banned.
It got to the point. Now I can talk about this stuff. It got to the point where they turned off the jets on my toilet. I was having to scoop shit and put it onto my empty food trays with my hand. I mean, there was black mold like 3.5, 4 feet up all the way around the shower.
You know what I would have been doing?
Huh?
You know what I would have been doing?
Not without any cleaning supplies.
Oh, no. You know what I would have been doing?
What?
I would have just made that whole situation like you turn that off on me. Like,
well, but here's the thing.
When you come in, you're still gonna have to come out. So you're gonna have to turn a knob or touch the door. I would have made a mural of shit all over the inside of that door.
Because they come in 6 times a day. The problem is you don't like, they would bring 6 guys in and they'd have a female that would sit there and videotape it. And
Are you sure you can talk about this?
Huh?
Are you sure you can talk about this?
Yeah, I can talk about this. Because there's no criminal charges on them yet, and there's no the lawsuits going to say it. So, I can talk about it. I mean, it was just plain torture. I mean, that's what they're doing to people.
Yeah.
And then I wasn't even supposed to be in the jail.
I'm telling you, man, it's the
False
biggest
arrest.
It's the
I wasn't even
biggest
supposed to be
gang.
there.
It's the biggest, longest running, shittiest, most violent, discreet gang ever is
Oh yeah,
the USA
yeah.
government
Well,
system.
it's gonna come out.
It's terrible. Yes, it is. The peace officers, my ass, you know?
Yeah, I mean, and I don't hate cops. I don't hate cops. I don't hate feds. I don't hate anybody. But
The
there
thing
is
of
a
it is,
group.
though, is if you can be a good one, but you have to turn a blind eye to so much that just makes you an accomplice. What is that quote? We must all fear evil men, but there is another kind of evil that we must fear the most, and that is the indifference of good men.
Right.
So, ACAB.
Yeah,
All
I
cops
still
are bad
don't.
cops.
I mean, Travis County. So one of the reasons why, and I haven't even said this publicly, FBI, the Texas Rangers, Travis County Sheriff's Office,
What about the marshals?
and no, marshals are part of the, because
Is that
there's a
part of the
Texas
feds?
group here that's part of Williamson County.
Okay.
And the APD, Austin Police Department, and I overheard this. And so I could have lived anywhere, like within Texas.
Sure.
But I overheard these undercover U.S. Marshals talking about that they didn't want to serve. They were trying to serve an illegal warrant in Travis County. They were trying to get my
Shocker.
guns here at this house.
Shocker.
Huh?
Shocked.
Yeah. I don't have any guns here, by the way. There's no guns in this house. But at that time, there was.
Just these ones.
And they were trying to serve an illegal warrant, and then the sheriff at that time said, we'll just let the courts figure it out.
Sure.
So, but nobody would serve it. So the FBI wouldn't serve it. Travis County wouldn't serve it. APD. So all these organizations, as soon as I heard that, I was like, okay, that's a feather in the hat, number one. And then number two, they were trying to convince me to move to Bastrop. And because they have this, they can do things
Bastrop
in
County.
Bastrop.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I was like, hell no, I'm going to Travis County. I said, because if they're they know what's going on and they're telling them not to mess with it. And then when I got out, I found out that these fusion centers, Texas has 2 fusion centers that I'm aware of.
Okay.
One's in Austin, and that's just for Austin. And then one's in the DPS office in off North Lamar.
Yeah.
That one's for all of Texas. Why do you have 2 fusion centers? Now, what a fusion center is, do you know what that is?
I was actually just going to ask you.
Okay. What a fusion center, and most people don't know this. I didn't understand a lot of this because I was sitting there trying to put together all these pieces while I was in jail. I was like, these people, the sheriffs are reporting to this group of guys. I didn't know if they were military. I knew they were feds. I didn't know what they were. And then when I got out, I started doing all this research.
Yeah.
What a fusion center is, since 9/11, when the federal government passed the Patriot Act, they ended up, that way they can spy on Americans.
Yeah.
That's the legal way to spy on
The
Americans.
NSA.
So
cetera,
what they
et cetera.
did was they wanted these fusion centers to where the federal government can bring in the U.S. Marshals, or like the CIA of the United States. Technically, the CIA is not supposed to do operations in the United States. That's not true. They do operations in the United States. What?
Yeah. Just shady.
Oh, okay. Anyway. And I'm not against CIA. I don't want to get killed. Or the NSA. I mean,
Everybody's got to
if
go to
it's you
work,
guys,
man.
don't, you
Just
know.
some people go to work to help. Some people go to work to hinder. That's all I'm going to say.
But anyway, what I started doing was, I'm a computer guy. So I
Yep.
started doing these little, lowering my security. Well, at first I was just getting out and I was like oblivious to the shit that was going on.
Yes.
And then I started noticing the little bitty things that started happening. Like my website started, it was getting hit from all over the world. But the weird part is the ones that were hitting me were changing shit on my website. So then I started increasing my security just a little bit at a time. And, I need to go back to Fusion. That's a good thing that this is a rabbit hole because I'm going off everywhere.
I know. We've been doing that. I love it.
So this heightened my awareness of what was going on. So, and my mom thought I was crazy. I was like sitting there going, Mom, I do network security. I know what the hell's going on,
Yeah.
and I see these security reports and I'm like,
Well, it probably freaked you out even more because of the different jobs that you've had, and you're like, holy shit,
well,
I had no idea the scale
and
that this
what they were
goes.
doing was in the beginning, they were just being fully fucking malicious. Like they were deleting fucking data. They were deleting like I would be writing a book and they would fucking delete.
Yeah, what happened to that book?
Huh?
Did they delete that book?
They deleted, thank God. But at that time, I'd already gotten smart and I started backing everything up on USB drives. So, but the book and
Keep a carbon copy, people.
right. So, but what I found out was, and then I've watched security guys recently,
Yeah.
because with AI, a lot of this shit's coming out because what China has done is found out that our federal government has backdoors into Google, MSN, Yahoo, and all these different and OpenAI. The old NSA director now works for OpenAI, so they're getting backdoors into all these different companies. I didn't know. When you say backdoor, you're like, okay, backdoor. So what they're doing is, for the most part, they're not hacking anything. When they tell the
Well, they monitor.
well, no, what they're doing is they've got a back door. So what that means is that they have a key to get into, like if you're the target.
They basically have multiple assholes.
If you're the target, they can go in and they can get into your metadata. Whenever they tell the public, yeah, we're paying for metadata. What that really means is we got a back door. We can see all your browsing history. We can see all your passwords. Because what they did was they used the Google. When you save your passwords on the browser, that puts it into an area. They can access all that. They went and they deleted my LinkedIn account. They deleted all my videos on my security system on my old house. They did all this shit. And then they were actively deleting, because my documents were located in Google Docs. So what they would do is they would delete the Google Docs version and it would delete it on my drive. So it replicates what you do on Google Docs on your local drive. They weren't hacking anything.
Yeah.
What they were doing was they were
Erasing.
using the access they already had.
Erasing. Well, it's like a burn notice,
Right. Right.
Do you remember
You're
that show
erasing
about
shit.
the CIA agent that they like blacklist and then
So as soon
and they
as
burn him
I figured
or
that
whatever,
out.
and then he's basically like doesn't exist.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah, they
That's what they
want
do.
you to
They just and actually that was in the show. That was in Sense8, E-Death. There, one of the people in the cluster is being sought after by the feds and can't do anything and is hiding out, and they get turned on to E-Death, which
you
is
can't even hide
like,
out anymore. I mean, you can't even if you don't use a cell phone, there's no way to hide because biometrics now, facial recognition is on every single cam everywhere.
Yeah.
Like even
what's that
Flock-
movie with the pre-crime, the facial scanning and the pre-crime and all
Flock
that?
cameras are everywhere.
Yeah. If you step outside of your house, if you open your curtains, expect that you're being filmed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, even inside your house. So what they're doing now is
That's why I don't have a Ring camera or cameras in my home and have bugged out, like, I don't know. This though, this.
well, they can get into those
Oh, of
too.
course, yeah.
If they send you,
Hi.
well, now with there's a new system that the NSA has now. It's called Polaris something.
Oh yeah, actually,
Number 2.
remember the website that I subscribed to, the Rundown?
Yeah.
For talking about tech stuff, they had a really big article on that.
All they have to have is your phone number.
In March.
They don't even
back
have
in
to,
March.
They've got an instant access with
I
your
still
phone
have
number.
it too. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
It's really interesting because it talks about the breakdown of that program
How it works?
how it works and how it's really good for
Oh yeah, it's really
for
good for the
technology.
feds.
Yeah, right. Yeah, who's it good
It-
for?
and most people,
Who's
as long as
stroking
you're
who
not
here?
a target, it's no big deal. But as soon as you turn into a fucking target, it's over.
Well, the thing of it is, yeah. Well, as soon as you become educated,
Well, I've been educated. I mean, I hadn't done network security in years, but I was like,
but you were uneducated in
well, I was
how.
uneducated in this, and now I'm going to tell
Yes.
the whole world. So I'll
Yes,
probably end up with a
that's-
bullet in my head. But
Yeah, well, they're gonna have to push that bullet's gonna have to get through me first.
no, yeah, well, the ones that they
Will
shoot,
be today.
the ones that they shoot will go right through you.
Nah. hollow points are what I got too. So, come
Yeah.
at me, bro.
Well, hollow points will stop. The ones that
No,
they
hollow
shoot go
points
right through you.
explode.
Huh?
Hollow points explode.
Yeah, once they hit, they just yeah.
Yeah.
So
Anyway.
that's that.
Anyway,
Yeah, life's
also,
good.
you know what else has been going on in my
What's
life?
that? That's probably why I don't
My
go
old
outside.
cat is still having amazing quality of life.
That's good.
She's still spry. She's still wonderful.
And she's
And-
still. I mean, I know she's got a lot of health problems, but
Yeah, but I mean, not really. It's like things have really stopped.
Really?
As per her last vet appointment, she's been good to go. She was only diagnosed with chronic kidney disease back in November.
has it gotten any better?
It's not gotten worse. It's
That's
just
good.
kind of halted.
That's good.
And actually, my roommate, you know him. He's amazing.
Yeah,
He spoils the crap
amazing.
out of her. He went and got her a foam little set of stairs. It's
So
like
that
it's
she
like
can
a
get on the
pillow, but
couch?
it's like this. It's
Yeah.
like this tall, but it's foam. And it's just this little stairs so that she doesn't have to jump off the couch anymore.
Yeah, that's what Mom has for a dog.
It's so cute.
Yeah.
The way he dotes on her. I
That's
don't
awesome.
like pets. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
He's such a nice guy.
He's such a great person. Yeah. Can't
Oh my god.
can't say enough. Can't talk about him.
I know.
But
That's why
I
I
will
haven't said
say
anything.
that my roommate
I know the rules.
My roommate is an amazing human being.
He is.
Yes.
He is a super cool dude.
Yes, and he loves my little old lady kitty and just can't get enough of her.
That's awesome.
And she is such a daddy's girl. She's like all over him.
Yeah.
Lately she's been doing this thing where she's just like, she'll put her paw up like, get over here. It's so cute.
Oh, waving at him?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like, hey, me, give me attention. Like while he's walking by, and he will totally just stop and lean down and
That's awesome.
give her all the love. So yeah. Yeah, things are going good. I'm just trying
How's
to
your mom doing?
My mom's doing well.
Good.
I'm still pushing on her to try to get her to talk to the tax office about because she's a senior citizen. So, and I know that they have programs here in Texas where you can apply to have your property taxes rate frozen.
Yeah, 55.
If you're on a
55. They're not
65,
frozen.
yeah.
They're not frozen, but
They can't be raised.
Well, there's portions of it that can't be raised.
Right.
So,
but
yeah.
I'm trying to get her to get on this, and she's just dragging her feet.
Yeah, she needs to.
She's just
it's
tired.
just a form.
Well, and she just lost her sister. My aunt
Right.
passed 8 weeks ago,
That's why I
9
was
weeks
asking,
ago,
yeah.
this past weekend. So and this is the first time she's not had someone to take care of
Right.
in her entire adult life. We're talking like 20. We're talking like 60 years of her always being a caretaker.
That's wild.
So she's a little bit complacent. She's
Yeah.
She's
Taking a
figuring it
break.
out day to day. I just try to show up for her, give her grace, and be encouraging in any way I can.
Yeah.
She just had her birthday, so she's 73.
Oh, great. She's not that old.
No, she's not that. Oh, you're not that old. Is that some shit you want to hear? Only men say dumb shit like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
she's not that
yeah,
old.
What can I say?
You're not that young.
I didn't claim to be that bright.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, age is something that women can talk about. Like women's ages are something women can talk about.
Right.
Men cannot speak on women's ages
I know.
ever.
I know. I've
Ever.
aged like 10 years. I mean, oh man, I feel good though. I mean, I'm taking
You
vitamins
look so
now.
much better.
Huh?
You look so much better.
Yeah, I'm
A
feeling
year
a lot
ago,
better.
a
I mean,
year
my
ago,
doctors
you
are
were
my doctors. Thank God for that insurance, because I mean, I see the doctor
MAP,
almost every
baby.
week. So
MAP. Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you
no
to the
joke.
voters and to the property owners of Travis County.
Yeah. And
And
my
thank you to
dentist
the
watches
interpreter
this,
line that we
so
use,
shout
because
out to
without
my
that,
dentist. I never even asked him if I could give him any kudos, but thank you for doing what you've done. So he watches it. He was like, "You were a little pissed off." I was like, "No."
I mean, oh shit.
Yeah, he goes, "I would be too, though."
Yeah,
So it was like,
absolutely.
so anyway, but yeah, I mean, they've saved my life. I mean, they, honest to God, saved my life, because I've had probably over $100,000 worth of stuff
Yeah.
done since.
Yeah. The thing of it is that, some of us believe that having clean water, a healthy, substantial diet, access to education, real education, and
Well,
healthcare
well, I
and
can tell
preventative
you.
healthcare are basic human rights. They shouldn't be luxuries.
Well, I can tell you that
Some
my
of us think
whole
that.
life, I mean, my whole aspect on community healthcare and everything has completely done a
A
a
180.
180,
Yeah.
because
Well, I don't feel like maybe you've done a 180, but I think maybe what you have done is broaden your perspective, because now you've experienced things that you didn't consider before.
well, no, because I mean, who in the world would ever experience this?
Lots of people.
But I mean, I
Lots
would
of
have never
people.
thought that
That you would, right?
huh?
You never think that it can happen to you until it does. And then
Well,
it
no.
does, and
And
then
I
it
mean, it's
changes
been
you.
7 years of fucking hell.
Hmm.
I've cussed more on this podcast than I have in like the last week,
I
but
fucking love it.
it's just because. But
I bring that out in people.
I know, it's all right. It's all right. Makes it interesting.
People know they can be themselves around me.
Yeah, it's just you never know what's going to happen to your world, and
No, you don't. You don't think it can happen to you. And then when it does, you're like, holy fucking shit, and it changes you. And then if you don't die, then you have to learn how to navigate through it. And you learn a lot through that
Yeah.
experience. So
the only good thing
the
about
only
me,
way that we really truly learn things is through, what is it? Not oppression. What is that saying?
I don't know, but I've been hearing a lot of people, resilience,
Adversity.
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 Let
That's
me
the
tell
only
you
way we
something. If it
truly
doesn't
learn
kill
things.
it, honest to God, will make you stronger. I mean,
It does.
There is no way. The reason why I came up with
Unless you're a
resilience-
little whiny bitch.
You what?
Unless you're a little whiny bitch.
Yeah, but you're not going to survive.
Well, you don't. You get stuck in a cycle, and eventually it takes you down in some form or another.
Well, it's going to take you down in health. It's going to take you down.
Yeah.
Finances is
Yeah.
typically the
I mean,
first
there was this guy leaving the bar. So he's been going through it. I don't know him well.
Yeah.
Facebook friends. Rah, rah, rah. Community friends. But always on there like, oh, I need a place to live. I want to keep my cats. I don't have work. I don't have this. I don't have that. Shows up to the bar a few weeks ago. And he's riding. And I didn't notice this, but my boyfriend did. He's like, I don't know. He doesn't know the guy. He's like, I don't know. I get a bad feeling as soon as this guy's walking in. And my boyfriend was the door guy for Stubbs for like 10 years, He
So
knows
he's
how
got
to
a good
he knows
sense
how to
of
read people in that
yeah.
atmosphere very,
Right.
very well. Anyway, and this guy that I'm talking about, he's been bitching online about all these things he's going through. He was stumbling a little bit walking in. He had one beer on a bar stool, staggered out. My boyfriend's like,
And he's getting on a bike?
and then he got on a bike.
Oh, my God.
Well, and my boyfriend had something to say about that.
To him?
No, just
Oh.
like like to me, he's like,
Right.
and then I was like, I don't know, and then I just happened to look over, and I didn't see his headlight pull out onto the street, so I stood up. He had laid his bike down right there on the sidewalk,
On top of him?
on top of him.
Oh, shit.
So I told my boyfriend, he runs over with another lady, and they're trying to pick the bike up off the guy.
Yeah, it's probably
And
800
I
or
went
900
inside and got one of
pounds.
the other bigger dudes that was hanging out there that I know. I was like, hey. And he went and looked and then jumped over the fence for
go
the
help
patio
him?
and went and got. And of course, because when you need cops, they're never there. When you don't need cops, they're
They're
right
always there.
So they had been like parked facing the road down the side of the parking lot toward
Probably
the side of the building.
watching,
And they
waiting.
were watching. And yeah, so they
They
went.
probably watched for him because he
No.
must have
They
drove
had been
in.
sitting back there for a while.
Oh, okay.
And so they pulled forward, and because I was just concerned that we were just trying to help get him out of the entrance for
Right.
the parking lot from South Congress. Busy
Right.
road. Shit's going down all the time, you know? We don't want him to get ran over while there's a bike laying on top of him.
Right.
Well,
So what's the bike on?
yeah, he was trying to drive.
Oh, God.
And he
That
had one
DUI.
beer, you know, but you can't really know
Right.
everything. And
Right.
but my boyfriend picked up on it, and they got the bike off him. The cops showed up. They did eventually wind up arresting him.
Right. For
And it
DUI.
made its way around the community. And then the next weekend, I was at a matinee show at the Lost Well, and somebody had asked me about that because it had made its way around the community. I had been at work. I was telling people other people's business, especially when it involves, you know,
Right.
fucking up and stuff. That's not my business to tell.
Right.
But yeah, I got asked about it, and I was like, I was candid about it, and I was like, I can't believe that this happened. You know, like the last thing he needs with everything else on his checklist of going through it is a DUI.
Right.
And the other lady that was sitting with the person that had asked me was like, this is his 6th DUI.
Yeah.
So, going back to
Poor
the
guy,
original
he
point,
needs help.
if you keep on doing the same dumb shit over and over and over and don't work on yourself and do the hard work, life will perpetuate problems and you will never
That's
really.
right.
And
That's
this
right.
guy's in his 60s
Yeah.
and don't have nowhere to live and now has a 6th DUI.
Well,
Don't have work.
That's a felony in Texas.
Yeah. I'm like, how are you still on a bike? Probably uninsured with no license. I don't know, but all I'm saying is that it don't matter how old or young you are. If you don't do the work on yourself when life hits you and when adversity comes, if you don't really take it in stride and learn how to climb that ladder, and you just stand there and go, why is this happening?
Right.
Then life will continue to give you that same lesson over and over and over until you fucking learn it.
That's right.
So learn your fucking
right.
lessons, people.
All you gotta do is do
Life is full of
1%
lessons, and a lesson will be
every
repeated
day.
until it is learned.
Yeah, I just recorded last night. All you gotta do is just do 1% difference every single day.
Every single day, do something different than you did yesterday.
That's it. That's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
And then just keep doing it.
That's how we roll.
That's how we roll.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway. So, anything else?
Just, yeah. Stop crying. Start a fucking punk rock band.
Yeah. How is all your bands and stuff? You still been going to concerts and stuff?
I'm doing, I mean, not really, you know, with my schedule for
Right.
work, I don't get a lot of that, but I do get to go to those matinees at the Lost Well, and I try to show up for people when I can.
Where's the Lost Well?
They moved, remember? They got pushed out of their rental situation on Weberville off of East 7th.
Okay.
And they had shut down for a while. We didn't know if they'd come back, but now they found an even better venue at Airport just north of Springdale.
Yeah,
And it's awesome.
that area. Yeah,
It's awesome.
You know, bars would be a good right now with the economy about to.
Well, people just want to drink so that they don't have to think. So yeah, bars are doing great.
Oh yeah. Well, the economy's going to start diving. So
Start diving?
Is it diving? I haven't even watched the.
Start diving? I mean, I feel like we have been on a constant decline since the crash at 2008. Nothing has been the same since then. That's when it really, really, really hit. That was 2008 was that big bank fiasco crash.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing has been that devastating to the US of A since the Great Depression.
Well,
in my humble opinion.
and I don't want to be a naysayer, but talking about the Great Depression, I was just talking about this today. We are, we have the perfect formula for another depression right now.
Well, we also have the perfect formula for, I mean, dude, when people get hungry and nobody helps them, that's when shit starts to change. So
Well,
keep
when
raising
you
the
have-
prices on food and see what happens.
When you have 75,000 people, like, I know in New York it was, I know the last time I did some research on 75,000 people homeless, and then you have San Francisco with almost the same numbers, if not more. I don't know what the numbers are. I'm shitty with numbers, but
people are literally being dropped off
right
in different places.
like it is getting so bad throughout the United States right now.
This isn't, and people like to think, oh, the homeless, the unhoused, it's because of something they did. They may be struggling with mental illness that maybe made them lose their income.
Let me tell you
and then
something.
they lost their place.
I literally
families
homeless right now.
Yes.
If it weren't for my mom.
Yeah.
Of course, I have you and I have
You
Steve
have
and,
me. You
I
have
got
my
people,
couch.
but
Guess would annoy you, but you guys could share the living room. Sure.
I've slept on that couch before.
It's a comfy couch.
It is a nice couch.
It's a very nice couch. I didn't sit on like 80 couches just to pick a shitty one.
But
she is pissing on it now, though, in her old age.
that's all right.
No, it's really not. But as soon as she dies, I'm putting that fucker by the road.
It's a lot better than a vibrating floor that you got to sleep on your side, up against a wall so
God,
it doesn't
yeah.
vibrate.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But yeah, it's like, I've had this couch for over 20 years and I love it. But
yeah, it's still nice though.
But yeah, when she dies, it's going out by the road, and I'm probably just not going to have a couch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking about just doing it different. I remember not having a couch for like almost a year.
Why would you not have a couch? How would you watch TV?
In my room, like a normal human being.
Well, that's where I watch my TV, but
Right. I mean, you've seen my room. It's like a little mini movie theater.
I know.
Yeah.
You got a nice room.
I know. It's perfect. I got my giant bed and then giant TV, and I could just. Why go to the
movies in that room?
Yep. Definitely been hungover as shit in that room.
Yeah.
Nice and dark, cold.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, girl, you want to wrap it up?
We wrap.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you for watching another episode. This is Miranda's first episode of Rabbit Holes.
Shooting the shit.
One of
whatever.
many. And
first of many. Get used to it.
We'll see you next time. That's a wrap.
I hope that was good for your ADD.
It was good. Oh.
How we roll.
All right, that's the end, Naomi. Wrap it up.
Suck a dick.
Oh my God.
That's going to be a good one. I can't wait to see how that turns out.